Hello everyone. This next video, I'm going to show you how you can do your layout using the best practice. Probably you know already. I've spoken a few tips on the previous videos, and here's a new one here. So the first best practice that I have suggested is just to repeat the previous tip that I gave. Just use the canvas, then inside the canvas you need to put in the section, this one here, the columns or section, whatever, however you call it. It's called column here. And the next is the elements. The reason why you have to do this is you have a pretty uniform custom CSS, and it's also very easy to drag the components here. If you have this, it's very easy to, if you move it anywhere. So that's the kind of thing that seems like broken and have to restart it. So it's showing up the actual thing. Just in case you see some kind of mess up page, either you try to undo all the changes here, or just restart and it will show up the last functioning page. The second practice, a good practice that I suggested, is use the PL Next box for any shortcode or PHP or anything shortcode in PageLine or in WordPress. And that way you are ensured that it is processed properly, because it's actually built into process source code. Another good practice is to check the green every time you add something on the page. Always check if it's published or not, because otherwise if you hit refresh here, all your changes will go away. So try to make a habit of always checking the button here. That's the third one. The fourth one is when you I already mentioned this also before, but when you add custom, this is the icon for the custom layout, a custom component that you made. If you added it on this page, sometimes you need to click double refresh to actually load the DMS properly. If you want to add the section, your custom section, supposing if you want to have it here, yeah, if you need to refresh the screen. So probably PageLine needs to fix this one some other time in the next release. Just hit delete for now. That's the reason why I want you to save I want to detach the canvas every time you save it, because something gets screwy here. Just delete the section. You can just copy it back. This is the one. You can just save it again. Business services and contacts. Something gets screwy. It may or may not happen to you, but it's better be safe always. So try to detach this thing. Move. This one, you have to break it. So we have now this business service appearing in the section, and we can test if this one would work. Try to drag it on the page here. So it seems to be it's in the bottom. We can move it on another page later on to hit refresh. Checking. Okay, we got the new one. So the best practice is always detach this, unless you're actually editing this content here. You can edit your custom section by just leaving it orange here. So break it, and then maybe for this exercise we just delete it. We don't need this additional section here. Another good practice to speed up your layouting, if you're working with several elements, like for example this is just a repeat of the iBox. So instead of just dropping two iBoxes here one at a time, all you have to do is just clone it. So you can have clone and edit it by itself inside of this window here. So that's pretty quick. All you have to do is just, you already have a guide of what's exactly to be expected inside the content. Okay, you have already a guide here. So that's pretty cool. It's not only the element components that you can clone, you can also clone um, the whole column. You can clone, I think, the canvas as well. So it's pretty power, powerful features for baseline. You can clone everything. One thing I want you to pay close attention when inserting your PHP or especially JavaScript is really a pain. I suggested before that you use PL Nextbox for your JavaScript. I haven't actually used Nextbox. It's mainly I use it for just heading or other text content. When I put in the code, I use PL Nextbox. If you want to paste a JavaScript, for example, Google AdSense or anything, or special custom code that you want to manipulate, like for example, during dynamic resize, you have to do some basic manipulation of the component. When you edit this here, I would not recommend that you paste straight away the JavaScript here. The reason being is if the JavaScript has some syntax error, it will break the entire script and you can no longer edit it again, unless of course you have a very good SQL knowledge. You can go to the server and you have access to your database. You can change that you can remove it from the database. But other than that, to avoid that pain, use the widget here instead, or you can search for JavaScript compiler maybe online. You can compile here and it will tell you, oh, this is not working here. It's up to you. You can search here. Maybe this is good. You can try which of this is that even showing anything. Just try to search Google what's a good compiler for JavaScript. The main purpose is just to tell you if you have a, yeah, this is one good thing. Just paste it here and run the code. It will tell you if you have a broken syntax before pasting it to the PL Nextbox. Or instead of just looking around for an editor, you can use the dashboard. You can manipulate the widgets here. This is, you can just put some widgets here, paste it somewhere, add the text, something like that, and then paste the JavaScript here. This one is more robust and does not normally breaks if there's a syntax of the JavaScript. You can use this one for the testing purposes. So that's the serious thing about putting code here, because it does not compile it. You cannot longer see the screen and can no longer change or fix it. And also try to follow the standard layouting. Please don't mess around with the CSS that you change the fixed size of the images or box. The reason there is this is built for mobile optimized website. So if you do that, it creates a lot of grief on your part, because the layouting is no longer working properly. So leave the width sizes for this. If you want to manipulate the layout, just leave it as it is. Don't set anything to fix unless of course absolutely necessary. And another thing, in your dashboard, try to check the page line if it is compatible, where they have forums there. There's a free forums for, you can paste anything here. Even if you're a free user for now, you can just, for a start, you can post. There's a section here for free users. The basic is normally is free, and you can just join this forum and add your and post your question. Normally you would respond, but a little bit longer because you're a free user. If you're going to pay for the theme, you're gonna get your quicker feedback answer to your queries. So try to check with them. Normally, the one that I suggested says CSS Hero for editing the custom CSS, unless that's 100% compatible as far as the claims are concerned. I think the best thing you can do if you get stuck with this layouting, try to create the register to my help desk, support@businessminds.com. Please don't post that is page line specific. Just ask normal query, bugs or anything. If it's too complicated, I'll just post it in the forum. But in just a basic question, if you get lost or anything, if you need some clarification on a training video, just create. Where's that thing? Yeah, support@businessmind.com. Type hit enter, and yeah, you can open a ticket here, and you probably need to register as well. Yeah, or you can send it to my email account that I gave you in the package. So that's pretty much it. And this tutorial will be expanded because I want this tutorial to cover much of the basic web agency if you run web hosting. So this is just the basic for now, at least to get you going. And that's all. Thanks for viewing. Bye.